Hello and welcome to TVC News this hour. Today is Easter Sunday and Christians in Nigeria and across the world are commemorating the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. The celebrations represent the culmination of the Holy Week, which starts with the observance of Palm Sunday, which marked the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem. The Christian Association of Nigeria, in its Easter Message, called for celebration despite the challenges facing the country. CAN says the country will rise from all the challenges it is currently battling with and urged Nigerians not to give up. Well, in his Easter message, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is asking all to be thankful to God for his mercies and benevolence and to reflect on the profound meaning of the day, which teaches a crucial lesson in the contest of peace versus strife, good versus evil, and love versus hate. Darkness may come and for a time seem to win, but ultimately what is right and humane shall win. He emphasized that Jesus Christ overcame cruelty to achieve his mission in the world, and to the extent possible, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu said, quote, "We must try to emulate his morals and ethics in our personal and public lives. His devotion and selflessness we must imitate. His sense of justice we must reflect. Jesus' compassion for all and his special love for the downcast and downtrodden we must revere and honor in all that we do," end quote. Praying for blessing upon the nation, Asiwaju Tinubu encouraged Christians and all Nigerians to be optimistic of better days in the nation's development and to live in peace and unity. Our reactions are still trailing President Muhammadu Buhari's pardon to former governors of Plateau and Taraba states. A human rights lawyer, Michael Zekome, says the president erred in law by granting pardon to Joshua Darie and Jolly Inyame, who was serving a 12-year jail sentence for diverting 1.64 billion and 10 years imprisonment, respectively. The former governors were among 159 inmates pardoned on the grounds of age and ill health. At a Council of State meeting on Thursday, Mr. Ozakome faulted the decision of the council, adding that the president acted beyond his constitutional powers. The senior lawyer said since the offences were committed against states, it lies in the hands of the state governors to grant them a pardon. For the Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, he described the decision by the president as unfortunate and unfair. The governor stated this while addressing newsmen after meeting with PDP delegates at the party secretariat in Minna, Niger State. He said the decision will only draw the country back as far as fighting corruption is concerned, stating that the pardon was purely political, adding that it was a wrong decision from a government claiming to be fighting corruption. Away from that now, government and religious institutions have significant roles to play in engaging the youth on the need to curb the scourge of ritual killings and other illegal means of making money in Nigeria. This was the submission of participants at a lecture held in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Olaide Oyewole reports.
The rising cases of ritual killings in Nigeria is alarming, and this has been described as a reflection of weakening state control and citizens' desperate attempts to achieve economic stability. Many have linked this act of criminality and other illegal means of seeking wealth to the rising economic hardship, coupled with government's inability to provide employment for the teeming Nigerian youth. At this lecture organized by the Muslim Pharmacists Association of Nigeria, keynote speakers believe that these illegal acts may persist until the moral standard of these young ones are raised through constant engagement by religious and political stakeholders.
Basically, the religious bodies should engage the youth. The Muslims meet 5 times a day. The churches meet at least once in a week, and we come in contact with these people, the youth. We should engage them, let them understand the implication, the religious implication, the financial implication, even the developmental implication.
It's so worrisome. You see the youth today looking for wealth, looking for money everywhere. Some people want to go into internet fraud, people want to go into ritual killings, and so on and so forth. Being a religious body, at the same time a professional body, we want people to learn.
Youth on this ground were also advised to learn the ropes of wealth making and stop looking for shortcuts.
It's simple and clear. Any money made illegally would obviously not give them the rest of mind. So as much as possible, wealth is not something that can happen overnight. Success is not an overnight thing. It's not a microwave oven. It's actually something you have to take a step at a time.
My advice for Nigerian youth is that they should be patient to learn the nitty-gritty of making lawful money. The opportunity is there, and that is why we are organizing this program.
Also emphasized is the need for Muslim faithful to maintain professional and moral integrity this critical time.
On our to politics, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Tinubu, says he would work with Nigerian youth to create a better Nigeria, a country free of banditry. He made this promise at a rally organized by the Progressive Youth of Southwest in Lagos. Correspondent Ademola Lawrence reports.
The crowd was overwhelming. From across the Southwest, they trooped into the Mobolaji Johnson Stadium in Nikon with one assignment on their mind: to endorse the candidacy of the national leader of APC as president of Nigeria. The 5,000 seating capacity could not contain the thousands of youths who made do with the field under the scorching sun. It was a sight to behold as the youth danced and sang to music from the giant speakers.
Yes, sir, let's get it on right.
A few minutes later, the man of the moment walked into the arena with the Lagos State Governor.
Ashwaju is coming. We are talking of no other person.
One after the other, the youths from different Southwest region mounted the podium to declare their unalloyed support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I'm here to lend my voice and support on behalf of my colleagues here to support and endorse the ambition and mission of our great leader.
Our next president for Nigeria, come 2023, is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
He was unifying the nation. He was doing everything possible within his reach to make sure that Lagos becomes habitable.
Thank you very, very, very much.
For Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the APC national leader is prepared to take Nigeria to greater heights.
This is the man that will ensure that the youth stands beside him, that the youth have a place in his government, that the youth will not be forgotten.
For the APC national leader, he said his presidency will create a new Nigeria as he will work with the youth to accomplish these.
You must have the grit and determination that this country is yours and you want to change the story. You must change the story. You must change the story of potential. You must change the story of banditry. You must change the story of tribalism. Poverty has no tribal mark. We, as a nation, we can feed ourselves. Anybody says we cannot, he may get out. It's voluntary. We can definitely feed ourselves by being creative, visionary, and committed.
In addition, some youth said his wealth of experience will meet innovation when elected as president.
I know it will set a nice template, a very good template for us, and it will make that easy for anybody to rule Nigeria, and it will also make it easy for Nigerians to identify bad governance.
And every youth in the last 20 years, I was younger. I know how Lagos was. Now I know how Lagos is. From the the highest crime state in the whole of Africa to the 5th largest economy in the whole of Africa. That is a policy-driven ideology.
As at 8 a.m., this Mobolaji Arena in Onikon was full to the brim by the Southwest Progressive Youth to endorse Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for president come 2023. For this progressive youth, they say the experience of the former governor in creating a modern Lagos will eventually play out if he's elected the president of the country to create a better Nigeria come 2023. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
The only way to surmount the many challenges ranging from socio-economic issues to education, religious tolerance and security is to ensure the most competent person gets the #1 job at the 2023 presidential election. These are the remarks by stakeholders at the inauguration of the Tinubu support organization in Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State. Correspondent Ayomide Ajayigwe reports.
Gathered here are bigwigs in the political space in Ekiti, technocrats, traditional leaders, and persons loyal to the cause of the emergence of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress. The occasion is the inauguration of the Tinubu support organization in Ekiti State. Speaking at the occasion, national leader for the Tinubu support group says the best way the APC can make lasting impression on Nigerians is to unanimously adopt a candidate that can assure the unity of Nigeria.
And we have inaugurated about the whole Southwest. Today is the last state that we have come, Ekiti State. So we are on this team for over 2.5 years for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he's accepted everywhere. That can be whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, he can pay this country. Because presently his wife is a Christian, and he's the only one can take care of any Benue tribe, because you have done in Lagos State.
It is no longer an argument that women should be well represented in federal and state appointment and in elective positions. It is the belief of women that an Asiwaju presidency will guarantee that.
Apart from being a sellable product across Nigeria, is the #1 candidate I know that is an advocate for women. I've seen him work for women, I've seen him embrace women, I've seen him encourage women. I'm sure his cabinet will have nothing less than 33% of women. I can beat my chest for that.
The newly elected state coordinator of the organization says even though there are many aspirants coming out to declare their intentions, Nigerians deserve a leader who can give them hope for the future. The occasion was attended by dignitaries from the 16 local government areas of the state, and the governorship candidate of the Action Democratic Congress, ADC, was there to show his support for the ambition of Bola Tinubu. Ayomide Ajayigbe, TVC News, Ado-Ekiti.
Well, thanks for staying with us. We're still talking politics, where youths from Akoko North area of Ondo State have pledged to make their representatives in government accountable and recall anyone that performs below expectation. They made their position known at the inauguration of the Akoko North Youth Movement. Correspondent Ayodeji Muradeyo reports.
Political activities are gathering momentum across Nigeria as politicians are warming up for the 2023 elections. The youth are not left out as active participants or offering support for politicians of their choice. At this inauguration of Akoko North Intellectual Youth Movement in Okeagbe, speakers expressed the need to make lawmakers at different levels accountable and give support to those who have performed well.
Youth mobilization, organization.
A youth leader, Muyiwa Sagmula, who has served in different capacities in government, said it is time for youth to take charge politically and make politicians accountable.
Sir, we are going to support that person, yes or no? They did not answer me there. And if there are people that are in offices that are not doing well, either appointed or elected, we will recall them, yes or no? Just make sure that we send our best into filling all these elective positions.
The group also frowned at vote buying, which they say has eaten deep into the electoral process. They agreed that zoning should be jettisoned on the altar of performance.
To go back to their various wards, various polling units, to sanitize our people, that this time around we don't need to sell our vote. When you sell your vote, you will not have right to ask for dividends of democracy from whoever you sold your vote to.
Part of our aim and objective that we don't want anybody to continue buying our function. We are going to orientate our people that they should say no to both vine.
Today, we are made up our mind to be sensitize our people, encourage them, organize a seminar for them so that they should stop all this boy selling of the thing.
As the 2023 elections continue to gather momentum, members of this group are determined to be actively involved in the process and make their impact felt in the political scene. Aida Jimoradeyo, TVC News, Okagbe.
Outside Nigeria, the Russian government insists it is not at war with Ukraine, which is being used by the West to settle scores with Russia. This is the position of the Deputy Chair of the Federation Council Committee on Foreign Affairs, Lemov Andrei, who held a virtual media briefing with journalists around the world, including TVC News. It says that the West is using Ukraine against Russia in defiance of the Minsk Agreement. Foreign Affairs correspondent Moyo Thomas reports.
It's been over 50 days since Russia began its assault on Ukraine. Thousands of lives have been lost and over 2 million forced to leave Ukraine as refugees. The war is still an international concern, but efforts at intervention by international organizations who maintain peace around the world have not yielded much results. Against reports by credible media organizations that Russia is shooting into residential areas and targeting children and women, Russia is standing by its initial response that it only targets Ukraine's military bases. A media briefing by Russia's Deputy Chair of Council of Committee on Foreign Affairs, when asked what it would take to end the war, insists that Russia is not at war with Ukraine. He stresses that his country is only carrying out a military operation backed by UN's Charter of Self-Defense with the aim of protecting Russia and the world.
There is a conflict. This is the conflict between the West, who initiated this, and Russia. But the conflict is using the Ukraine's territory, and the Ukraine is now subject to these Western anti-Russian projects.
The deputy chair talks tough on what could happen in the world if the West does not back down on its continuous attempt to fight Russia, warning that his country has enough capacity to fight the West.
It's a suicide club. As soon as a country joins NATO, it enters the suicide club. I don't want to scare anyone with the numbers, but please believe me, we have in multiples more of this type of weapons to stop any aggressor or all of them together.
Economic watchers predict that one of the effects of the Russian-Ukraine war will be famine, as Russia is one of the highest exporters of cereal around the world. Africa, especially Nigeria, is already feeling the effect as it imports wheat from Russia. Food insecurity in the northeast of Nigeria is adduced to the war. Lemov Andrei assures that Russia will always be ready to support Africa in avoiding food insecurity and impending famine once the channel for export is available. Experts are worried about the war with Ukraine degenerating into a world war and believe that the actions of Russia shows the country is prepared to take this war further. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.